Did you record a guitar sound that you didn't like? An easy solution is to reamp your guitar. Reamping can save you time, money, and effort, and I'm going to show you how to do it today. You're going to need two things for this process. Aside from your guitar and amp and microphones, you're also going to need a DI box. I have here the Radial Pro 48 active DI box, which I'll be using. For reamping, I have the ART Dual RDB reamping box. So we're going to need both of these in order to reamp the guitar. The first part of this video is going to focus on recording DI because you can't reamp without first recording a dry DI signal of your guitar. Here's how I would do it. The guitar goes into the DI box. You'll go the through part of the DI box into your amplifier and use any pedals and stuff that you want. And you will do the out via XLR cable into your interface. Personally, when I record guitar, I mic the amp with two microphones. For the initial amping, I'm going to be using my Vox AC30. So you've plugged in, get the tone you want, set the levels on your DI box and on your interface so you're not clipping. You will record the dry DI signal and the amp microphones simultaneously. The DI signal is a just-in-case track. This is like if you mess up and tomorrow you say, oh, I don't like the tone I recorded, I want to get a different sound. Without having to re-record, you can pipe the DI signal out into the same amp, another amp, whatever. You could also use that dry track to add digital effects. Like if you have amps within your DAW, you can do that as well. It gives you room for experimentation, basically. So what I'm going to do now is record a guitar track. Studio One is the DAW that I'm using. I'll show you my setup and you can hear the original sounds. And then we'll try to reamp it afterwards with the same audio. So you have your original amplifier tones and you have your dry DI signal. So let's reamp it. Let's assume you didn't like what you got in the first place. Let's send that audio from an output on your interface, connect a 1/4-inch cable from there into the input of your reamp box, and then you will plug the output of the reamp box into your amp that you're recording with. For the reamping process, I'm going to plug into my Marshall 1987X. At this stage, if you wanted to like add new pedals or anything like that, feel free. You can like tweak knobs as the audio is playing just so you can get the right sound. Mic the amp as you normally would. Set the gains again. Set everything using the pre-recorded guitar track. With the DI track soloed, make sure that your studio monitors are off to avoid bleed. On Studio One, I had to mess with some settings in order to get the reamping to work. The dry DI track, I copied and pasted onto a new track. The track has no inputs, only an output, and that's output 3, which is where I'm sending out for the reamping process. If you have any kind of other stuff recording or stuff in the monitors, you might get feedback through your amp. So make sure that nothing is going out to the reamp box other than the DI track that is going to be used for the reamping. And yes, I had to send the reamp track to an empty bus, and that made it work. Whereas if I didn't do that, for some reason it didn't work. I also had to go into Universal Control, which is the like underlying program that Studio One uses. On Universal Control, I had to bypass the mixer, and that made it so that there was no feedback going into my amplifier. So I'm going to reamp it now. You can see the process. It's kind of funny if there's something playing through your amplifier, but nobody else is in the room but you. Had some fun with that. Let's do that now. So if you were successful, you should have a fresh recording of the same performed guitar track with hopefully the tone that you want. If you still don't like the track, you can try moving the mics, adjusting your settings, trying different pedals, or maybe removing pedals until you're satisfied. And in some cases, it's just a matter of turning the amp up to get more natural gain out of it. Seemingly little tweaks can actually make a pretty big deal of difference. Best of luck, guys, and thanks for watching.